गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। With boundless blessings of our Acharya, we have made a good start on this venture, Shankara Stotra Makaranda. We have successfully completed Ganesh Pancharatnam and first 17 shlokas of Subramanya Bhujangam. So we will now go to shloka number 18. The procedure remains the same. And I appeal to all participants to join in time. I find there are only 100 participants now. If because last time we lost first 5 minutes just waiting, which we don't want to do now, so we are starting now. So I appeal to all participants to join in time. Ihaya hi vatseti hastan prasarya.
इहाया हि वत्सेति हस्तान् प्रसार्य
आह्वयत्यादरात् शङ्करे मातुरङ्गात्
आह्वयत् आदरात् शङ्करे मातुरङ्कात्
समुत्पत्यतातं श्रयन्तं कुमारम्
समुत्पत्यतातं शयन्तं कुमारम्
हराश्लिष्टगात्रं भजे बालमूर्तिम्
हराश्लिष्टगात्रं भजे बालमूर्तिम्।
This is a beautiful shloka which talks about Shiva, Parvati and Subramanya Swami together. All of you might have seen a murti called Soma Skandar in Shiva temples. Sa Uma Skandaha. Uma Sahita Skanda Sahita Shivaha. Shiva with Uma and Skanda. That is called Soma Skanda. Now that is the portrayal which is given in this shloka in a very beautiful way. It starts with saying what Shiva does when Subramanya as a child is seated on the lap of Parvati. That is the seat. So what does he do? Iha ayahi vatsa iti hastan prasarya. What Shiva does is, vatsa, O child, iha ayahi, come here. Ayahi, come, iha, here. Come here, O child, iti. So saying, hastan prasarya, extending the hands. Hastan, hands, prasarya, extending. He extends the hand, says, come here, O child. Ahvayati adarat shankare maturhu ankat. Ahvayati adarat. Ahvayati means calling. Ahvanam is calling. You must have seen in Vedic functions, they always say, they use the word ahvanam, means calling somebody. So ahvayati means calling. Prasaryahvayati is put together in the shloka, but we have to split it like prasarya ahvayati. Adarat, with great love. With great love, he is calling, come here, O child. Shankare, who is calling? Shankara is calling. Shankara is calling, O child, come here. Where is the child? Matuhu ankat, from the lap of mother. Anka means lap. Matuhu, mothers. Matuhu ankat, from lap of mother. From the lap of mother where he is seated, he is calling, oh child, come here. And he is extending his hands. Then what does Kumara do? That is the next line. Samutpatyatatam Shrayantam Kumaram. Utpatya itself means rising. Samutpatya means rising with enthusiasm, rising with zeal. Because father is calling, he is very happy. Tatam, tatam means father. Tata is a term which is used in affectionate way for child also. For child also we use tata, for father also we use tata, for grandfather also we use tata, for grandson also we use tata. It's a term of endearment. Because he is calling very kindly, very affectionately, this Kumara is also showing his affection. That is why he says Samutpatya, rising with zeal. Tatam Shrayantam. Shrayantam means going to, taking refuge in, surrendering to. Tatam, father. He is surrendering, he is taking refuge in his father. It means in this context, it means he is going fast to his father. Who is going? Kumara is going. We have seen, I think, this word Kumara for Subramanya earlier. Kumara is a term commonly used for Subramanya. When you say Kumara, like we said, Ishvara, when you say without any qualification, always means Shiva. Kumara, when you say without any qualification, always means Subramanya. It can mean Vinayaka, for example. He is also a Shiva Kumara, but by tradition, Kumara always means Subramanya. Now, Kumara has been interpreted in various ways by Vidwans. One of the very beautiful interpretations is Kutsitaha Maraha Yasmat iti. Maraha means Manmatha. Manmatha was defamed. Kutsitaha means defamed. Manmatha was defamed by Kumara. That means what? Manmatha's beauty is nothing in comparison with the handsomeness of Kumara. So he says Kumara, Tusitaha Maraha. Maraha means Manmatha. Manmatha was defamed, Manmatha was defeated. Such a Kumara is now leaping. Samutpatya means leaping forward, leaping and going towards his father. Then what does father do? Hara Ashlishta Gatram Bhade Bala Murtim. Ashlishta means embraced. Ashlishta means embraced. Gatram means body. Whose body was embraced by Hara. Hara means Shiva. Ashrishta, Shrishta means stuck together. Shrishta means stuck together. Ashrishta means embraced. Whose body was embraced by no less than Shiva himself. Hara Ashrishta Gatram. Now, who will get the embrace of Bhagavan? See, in Ramayana we find that when Rama embraces Hanuman after he successfully finds Sita's location, he says, "This is the only prize I can give you, my embrace. I have nothing else to give you." This sequence is hailed by Vidwans as a great shower of grace by Rama. Same way, here who will get the embrace of Shiva? Only Kumara can get. Hara Ashrishta Gatram Bhaje Balamurtim. Balamurti. Young child. Bala, small child. Murti is form. He is having the form of a young child. He is not a young child. He is Bhagavan himself. But he has taken the form of Bala. Bhaje, I worship, I meditate. Bhajanam, as I said earlier, is more of reaching by mind. Reaching mentally somebody is called bhajanam. If I think of Acharya right now, bhaje Acharyam. So it doesn't mean that I have to go and physically prostrate to him. Bhaje means reaching mentally. So I worship Balamurti in my mind. So this is a beautiful shloka where Shiva calls out Subramanya from his mother's lap and he leaps and comes forward to get the embrace of his father. Now this shloka is related to, as I said, Somaskanda, and Somaskanda is a very popular form of Shiva who is known to grant Santana Bhagya. Those who have no children worship Somaskanda. So this shloka, if you chant, you will be blessed with Santana Bhagya, child, blessing of child. इहाया हि वत्सेति हस्तान् प्रसार्याह्वयत्यादरात् शङ्करे मातुरङ्कात् समुत्पत्यतातं शयन्तं कुमारं हराशिष्टगात्रं भजे बालमूर्तिम्।
हायाहि वत्सेति हस्तान् प्रसार्य आह्वयत्यादरात् शङ्करे मातुरङ्कात् समुत्पत्यतातं शयन्तं कुमारं हराश्लिष्टगात्रं भजे बालमूर्तिम्।
नेक्स्ट कुमारेश सूनो गुहस्कन्दसेना
कुमारेशसूनो गुहस्कन्दसेना
पते शक्तिपाणे मयूराधिरूढ
पते शक्तिपाणे मयूराधिरूढ
पुलिन्दात्मजाकान्त भक्तार्तिहारिन्
पुलिन्दात्मजाकान्त भक्तार्तिहारिन्
प्रभोतारकारे सदा रक्ष मां त्वम्।
प्रभो तारकारे सदा रक्ष मां त्वम्।
कुमारेश सूनो गुहस्कन्दसेना
कुमारेशसूनो गुहस्कन्दसेना
कुमार ईशसूनो गुह स्कंद सेनापते. Now he is calling Bhagavan by various names. The idea is Sada Raksha Mamtam. You should come and protect me at all times. That is the prayer. Now he is calling by different names so that he enlists the grace of Bhagavan. That's the idea. By actually, why we chant Ashtottara Shatanama, why we chant Sahasranama, etc. Bhagavan does not need us to be calling him by so many names. If you call by one name, that is good enough. We do all that just to be able to concentrate on the form of Bhagavan whom we are calling. So similarly, for us to be able to concentrate on Subramanya, we are now calling him by different names so that at least we are able to focus on his form, on his grace. Kumara Ishasuno Guha Skanda Senapate. Various names of Bhagavan are cited here, and most of them we have seen already. They are all put together here for the purpose of chanting the names continuously. Kumara we have seen just now. Ishasunaha, son of Ishvara, son of Shiva. Sunaha means son. Ishasunaha. Guha we have seen, the one who lives in the cave of the heart of the devotee. Guha. Guha is a cave. He resides in the heart cave of the devotee. Skanda, we have seen before, Skanda is known for valor. He attacks all the enemies valorously and kills them. Senapate. Senapate is army commander, as we all know. Senapati has got two meanings in this context. One is Deva Senapati, means the commander of the army of Devas, whom he commanded and went to war with Shurapadma and defeated him. That is one. Second is Devasena's husband. Sena here can mean Devasena, Pati can mean husband. So he is the consort of Devasena. Shakti Pani. Panihi means hand. Shakti is Shakti Ayudha, the weapon, the lance, the veil. So he is holding Shakti in his hand, the holder of Shakti, Shakti Pani. Mayura Adhirudha, Mayuradhirudha, the one who has mounted, who is mounted on peacock, Mayura Adhirudha. Pulinda Atmaja Kanta, there are three words. Pulinda Atmaja Kanta. Kanta is lover. Atmaja is daughter. Pulinda is hunter. He is the lover of the daughter of hunter, that is Valli. He is the lover of Valli, he is the consort of Valli. Pulindatmaja Kanta Bhakta Arti Harin. Bhakta Arti Harin. Harin is the Sambodhana term, that is calling somebody. Just as you say Swamin, if you want to call somebody, you say Swamin, please come. So similarly, Harin means one who steals. You are calling him one who steals. Steals what? Arti, misery of devotees. Bhakta Arti Harini. We saw earlier, Shiva is also called Pranatarti Hara in some kshetras. Pranata means one who worships, one who is bent down. Pranata is actually one who is bent down, one who is prostrates. Arti Hara. Similarly, Bhakta Arti Hara. Hari and Hara. Hara is, means one who steals. Hari also means one who steals. Here the term used is Hari, not Hara. Bhakta Arti Hari. And Harin is a Sambodhana term, Sambodhana Vibhakti. Bhakta Arti Hari, Bhakta Arti Hari, Bhakta Arti Harin. Prabho, Prabho is Lord. Prabhu is one who possesses. The possessor is called Prabhu. We are all the possessions of Bhagavan. We are all possessions of Bhagavan. He is the possessor. He is the Swami. Swami also means similar. He is the Swami. We are all slaves. So Prabhu. Taraka Are. Taraka Are. Are we have seen before. Arihi means enemy. Are means oh enemy. O enemy of Taraka. Sada Raksha Mam Tvam. Mam Tvam Sada Raksha. Mam me. Tvam you. Sada always. Raksha protect. You should always protect. That is the prayer. And he is giving so many names so that we can focus, we can concentrate our mind on Subramanya. And whenever you chant a name, that particular characteristic will appear on your mental screen. When you say Kumara, he will appear as a young boy, so handsome that he is defeating Manmatha. When you say Ishasuno, you connect him with Shiva, he is the son of Shiva. When you say Guha, you know that he has to be concentrated upon, meditated upon in the heart cave. When you say Skanda, you know he is the valorous one who will come and defeat all our enemies. He is there to help us in all our difficulties. Senapate, not only he is there, he is commanding a big army so that even if he is army, even if he doesn't come personally, he can help us. Shaktipani, he can use the weapon, whatever weapon he has, in this case Shakti, to help us. Mayura Adhirudha, he can come fast by riding on the peacock. We don't have to wait for him. He is near at hand. Pulindatmaja Kanta, just as he showered grace on Valli, he will shower grace on any devotee who meditates on him. Valli attained him only by meditation. Valli and Devasena in their previous avatara, they were born as the daughters of Vishnu. And both prayed for many years. They did tapas to attain Subramanya. Then Subramanya appeared before both of them and told them one should live with Devendra as his daughter, another should be born on earth as in the hunter's tribe. This was his ajna. And according to that instruction, both were born. And that is how Valli attained Subramanya. So if Valli can attain by hard tapas, we will also attain him. That is the hope for us. Because Valli was born in a low tribe. Low tribe, a person who was born, asked to be born in a low tribe, and still she got him by mere devotion. So if she can get him, I can also get him. That is the hope. Bhakta Arti Harin. After all, we all pass through difficult times every day, every minute. So whenever we have difficulties, we don't have to lose heart. He is there to remove our misery. Prabhu, he is our possession. See, one who is a possession does not worry about anything because he has surrendered himself totally to the possessor. Our servant does not worry, should not worry. about his well-being, because we are there to take care of his well-being. We should be there to take care of his well-being. That is the master-servant relationship. Same way Prabhu is there to help us. Tarakare, if he can eliminate Taraka, he can eliminate all our enemies who are comparatively very small. Compared to Taraka, our enemies are all small. So this is the prayer by which we seek his grace in all ways. So whenever we utter his names, we have all these images in our mind so that we completely, our surrender is complete. कुमारेश सोनो गुहस्कन्दसेना पते शक्तिपाणे मयूराधिरूढ पुलिन्दात्मजाकान्तभक्तार्तिहारिण्ये प्रभोतारकारे सदा रक्ष मां त्वम्.
कुमारेश सूनो गुहस्कन्दसेना पते शक्तिपाणे मयूराधिरूढ पुलिन्दात्मजाकान्त भक्तार्तिहारिन् प्रभोतारकारे सदा रक्ष मां त्वम्.
We'll go to the next one. Next shloka on the screen, please. प्रशान्तेन्द्रिये नष्टसंज्ञे विचेष्टे
प्रशान्तेन्द्रिये नष्टसंज्ञे विचेष्टे
अफोद्गारिवक्त्रे भयोत्कम्पिगात्रे
कफोद्गारिवक्त्रे भयोत्कम्पिगात्रे
प्रयाणोन्मुखे मय्यनाथे तदानीम्
प्रयाणोन्मुखे मय्यनाथे तदानीम्
द्रुतं मे दयाळो भवाग्रे गुहत्वम्
द्रुतं मे दयाळो भवाग्रे गुहत्वम्.
Now this shloka is to the last moments of a human being on earth. When he is about to depart from earth, what happens to him? And at that time, he is not in a position to remember Bhagavan because his body is putting him to so much torture, so much misery. See, when we are having a small wound in our hand, our mind is always concentrated on the wound. We cannot do anything else. That is our condition in the case of a small wound. In the case of the departure of the human being's Atma, body is dead, Atma is going. So at that time, the departure is so painful, it has been described in all our Shastras as the most painful occasion for a human being, most painful experience. Now, he is describing that experience and he says, at that time, you please come and help me because I will not be able to remember you and call you. Now, you have to shower your grace on me at that time. Now, he is describing one by one what are all the experiences that one goes through at that time. Prashanta Indriye Nashta Sangye Vicheshte. Prashanta Indriya. Indriya, as you know, is the sense organ. We have 5 sense organs: Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. The ear, the eye, the nose, and so on. So, these Indriyas have all become subdued. Prashanta. Shanta itself means subdued. Prashanta means very much subdued. Very much subdued. That means these Indriyas have lost their power, completely. They are not functioning at all. The eye is not able to see, the ear is not able to hear, the nose is not able to smell, the tongue is not able to taste. If they put something on your tongue at that time, Tulasi Tirtha they put for the dying man, you are supposed to give Tulasi Tirtha. They put Tulasi Tirtha. Are you able to taste Tulasi Tirtha? Normally we are tasting Tulasi Tirtha. But at that time, are you able to taste? No, because sense of taste is gone. Sense of touch is gone. If somebody comes and touches you, are you able to your daughter, your son come and ask you, first of all, what they say you cannot hear because your hearing is gone. Then they touch you. Are you able to feel me? No, you cannot feel because sense of feel is gone. So all the indriyas have lost their function, have subdued. Nashta sangye. Okay. Indriyas have lost their function, but at least whether the mind is alert, whether the mind is active. No. Nashta sangya. Sangya means consciousness. Sangya is consciousness. Consciousness is nashta, gone, lost. Consciousness is lost. Vicheshte. Cheshta means action of the limbs. If you are able to move your hand, if you are able to move your leg, if you are able to move your head, these movements are all cheshtas. Cheshta is movement of the limb of body. Now, vicheshta means the limbs have lost their ability to move. Cheshta opposite is vicheshta. The ability is lost. The limbs are not moving. Okay, does it stop with that? No, then it goes further. Kaphodgari vaktre. Kapha udgari vaktre. Vaktra means mouth. Kapha means phlegm. Ayurveda says that our body has got three doshas: kapha, vata, and pitta. Not the allopathic science, but Ayurveda says all our body functions are controlled by kapha, vata, and pitta. Vata is wind, kapha is phlegm, and pitta is bile. Now, these three are if these three are in proper balance, they should be there. All the three are required for the functioning of the body, and they should be in proper balance. Then you are healthy. If one of them becomes unbalanced, then it causes imbalance in the functioning of the body. The body is not functioning properly. This is Ayurveda theory. So, the Ayurvedic medicine always treats the imbalance of either kapha or vata or pitta. Now, here he says, from the mouth, phlegm is coming out. Udgari means, udgamanam is coming out. Udgari means coming out, emitting. The mouth is emitting phlegm. That is how the dying person's body is described in various shastras. Now that is being repeated here. The dying person is not able to breathe properly. If, the limbs are all dysfunctional, and his mouth is spreading, he is emitting phlegm, foam and phlegm. Bhayotkampi gatre. Bhaya utkampi gatre. Gatra is body. Bhaya is fear. Kampanam is Bhukampa, we say, when the earth shakes. Kampa means shaking. Bhukampa is earth is shaking during earthquake. Earth is quaking. Similarly, the body is quaking, body is shaking here. Utkampi means, ut means up, shaking up. That means he is throwing his body up because of fear. See, when the Yamaduta comes in front of you, the messenger of Yama, the fear is very great, unparalleled fear. So, because of that fear, you are throwing your body up, you are shaking your body, not only sideways, you are throwing your body upwards. Bhaya utkampi gatre. When all these things are happening, prayana unmukhe mayi anate tadani. Prayana unmukhe. Unmukhe means waiting for, fully prepared. Unmukha means I am looking forward to something. What am I looking forward to now? I am looking forward to prayana. Prayana means, normally it means travel. Here it means the long travel. The travel by which you will never come back. This is the final travel. So this is called prayana. In fact, prayana is used in this sense in various religious texts of our Sanatana Dharma. Bhagavan says in Gita, prayana kale manasachalena bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva bhruvor madhye pranamaveshya samyak satam param purusham upaiti divyam. Bhagavan says in Gita. There he says, prayana kale, at the time of prayana, at the time of final travel, you should concentrate your mind, bhaktya yuktaha, with devotion. You mobilize all your strength through yoga, which you must have practiced all your life. If you have done all that all your life, yoga balena. With that, bhruvor madhye pranam aveshya samyak. You bring your prana to the center of bhruvas, the eyelids. Then tatam param purusham upayiti divyam. In that case, he attains the Divya Purusha, the radiant, the effulgent Lord, he says. So, how do you attain effulgent Lord? By bring your prana to Bhruvor Madhye, to center of the eyelids, and Bhaktya Yukto Yoga Balena, with great devotion, with the strength of yoga practice over the years, Manasa Achalena, with steady mind, no wavering of mind. Then if you do all this, prayana kale, you should do all the prayana. Now if you know, for only for yogis, this must be not for ordinary human beings. So this shloka does not apply to most human beings. So what do? So you pray in advance. I will not be able to pray at that time as Bhagavan wishes, Bhagavan directs, but I cannot do that. I am incapable of doing that. So I am putting forth the prayer right now when I am in good health. When I am in good health, I am putting forth this prayer to you. So you come and help me at that time, at the time of prayana. Prayana unmukhe mayi. Mayi means I am. To me, who is prayana unmukha, who is prepared, who is waiting for, who is fully prepared for the long travel. Hey, can anybody help me at that time? Natha means again Lord. Like we said, possessor, Prabhu. Natha also means master. I have no master, you are the only master, nobody can help me. Anatha means orphan, nobody can help me. Tadanim, at that time, when all these things are happening, at that time, Dhrutam me dayalo bhavagre guhatvam. O Guha, Tvam, O Guha dayalo Guha. Dayalo means full of compassion. Though you are Guha, though you are seated in the heart cave, not easily visible, only visible to yogis, though you are Guha, but you have other characteristics which should help me. The characteristic of Guha may be difficult of access to me, it doesn't matter. But you are also Dayalu, na? You are full of compassion. So, what you should do? Tvam me agre drutam bhava. Tvam me agre drutam bhava. Bhava agre is agre bhava. Agre means may agre. Tvam, you may agre, in front of me. Agre means in front. Drutam bhava. Drutam means very fast. Come fast. Bhava means present yourself. Present yourself very fast in front of me, O Guha, O Dayala. That is the prayer. Because I will not be able to pray at that time. Now, why you should come and, if he doesn't come, what happens? If he doesn't come, the danger is extremely great. Why? Because Bhagavan has warned us in Bhagavad Gita. What does he say in Gita? He says, whatever is the thought at the last minute when you depart from this world, that is the thought which will determine your next birth. This is what he says. Yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha. He is also giving a background to that. Sada tadbhava bhavitaha. Because your thoughts have always been influenced by this during your life, you will think of only that. Though you may pretend to be a devotee, you may pretend to be this, that, this ritual I am doing, that ritual I am doing, I have participated in Atiridram, all that you may claim, but your mind internally was concentrating on something else, was concentrating on your possession, on your wealth, on your family. So you will think of only your possession, your wealth, your family at the last minute, because that was your prime focus all your life. Sada tadbhava bhavitaha tam tameva iti kaunte. Yeah, you will get only that. Whatever you have been thinking of your life, that thought only will come to your mind at the last minute. Yam vapi smaran bhavam tajati ante kalevaram. When you are dropping your body, that is the thought which comes to you because you have been thinking of it for a long time during your life. and that is the thought which will determine your next birth. He has thrown the warning very clearly. And he said, if you think of me, I will take you. If you think of something else, you will get that. There is no time to go into great amount of discussion on this now. There is a story of Bharata in Srimad Bhagavatam, where the great Bharata, who was a great yogi, he should have merged with Bhagavan, but he unfortunately thought of a young deer because of a certain circumstance at the time of his death. And he became a deer. And those was, nobody could have been more eligible than him for Sayujam, for Moksham. But he became a deer in his birth. Then he became a Jada Bharata in his following birth. He was born as Jada Bharata, a Brahmin who was Jada, who was not speaking, not doing anything. Then he became a yogi, he merged with Bhagavan during his avatara as Jada Bharata. Now this story tells us that in spite of all your efforts, you will not attain Bhagavan if you have not prayed to him sincerely all your life. That is why Bhagavan says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. We saw it earlier also. So since we are incapable of that, we are now praying to him. Now we cannot do all that Bhagavan said in Gita. We cannot be praying to you all the time. We cannot be thinking of you at my last minute. We won't fulfill any of those conditions. But you are Dayalu, so you come and bless me. That's what. प्रशान्तेन्द्रिये नष्टसंज्ञे विचेष्टे कपोद्गारिवक्त्रे भयोत्कम्पि गात्रे प्रयाणोन्मुखे मय्यनाथे तदानीं धृतं मे दयाळो भवाग्रे गुहत्वम्.
प्रशान्तेन्द्रिये नष्टसंज्ञे विचेष्टे कपोद्गारिवक्त्रे भयोत्कम्पि गात्रे प्रयाणोन्मुखे मय्यनाथे तदानीं धृतं मे दयाळो भवाग्रे गुहत्वम्.
Ramesh, is my audition okay? Are you able to hear me properly?
I can hear you, Mama.
Yes,
You
Mama,
can
we
hear
can
properly.
you. Yeah, we can hear you.
No distortion.
No, there is a little bit of disturbance clicking, but it is okay, Mama. We can hear your context. We
It's
can
okay.
hear.
Because
Overall, everything is good.
Because Lata's voice is completely distorted. In fact, I am not even able to judge whether she is chanting properly. This is my misfortune. Anyway, we will proceed.
She's chanting correctly, Mama. I'm watching it.
Okay, I know that, but I am only saying my condition. Okay, next. Kritantasya duteshu chandeshu kopat.
कृतान्तस्य दूतेषु चण्डेषु कोपात्
Dahachindhi bindhiti mam tarjayatsu.
दहच्छिन्धि बिन्धीति मां तर्जयत्सु
Mayuram samaruhya mabhairiti tvam.
मयूरं समारुह्य माभैरिति त्वम्
Purashakti panir mamayahi shighram.
पुरः शक्तिपाणिर्ममायाहि शीघ्रम्.
Kritantasya duteshu chandeshu kopat. That is, here again he is describing what is happening at the last minute. It's a continuation of the previous thought process. Of course, it is presenting another very terrible picture of what is happening to the dying person. Because Yamadutas have come now to take him away. The messengers of Yama have come to take him away. and they are threatening him. This is the scene presented here. So at that time, I will definitely not be able to think of you, O Subramanya. So I am thinking of you now. You please don't forget me. Don't abandon me at that time. That is the prayer. Kritantasya duteshu chandeshu kopat. Kritanta is Yama, we have seen before. In Ganesha Panchapram we saw Kritanta. Because he brings about the anta of everybody, brings about the end of everybody, he is called Kritantaha. Kritanta means Yama. Kritantasya duteshu. Duta is messenger. When the messengers of Yama, chandeshu, are they very pleasing? No, they are very fierce, very terrible. They come with terrible. Now, this is described in our Shastras beautifully. Whenever Yamaduta comes, how does he present himself to the dying man? Now, if you are a sinner, which all of us are, most of us are, if you are a sinner, he presents himself the way he is described in these shlokas. He presents himself in an extremely fierce manner. If you are a Punyatma, he presents himself in a very agreeable manner. If you are a great Punyatma, the messenger doesn't come, Yama himself comes in a very pleasing manner to take you. If you are even greater, if you are a yogi, Yama comes in a chariot very agreeably, and then he takes you very honorably towards Yamaloka. If you are even greater, Yama does not have to come. At that very moment, you merge with Bhagavan, like Jeevan Muktas. No Yama, no messenger, no chariot, no nothing. The very moment of death is the moment of merger with Bhagavan. You become one with Bhagavan. That is for great yogis. So these are the various ways in which the dying person meets with his death, as I described. Now, the words, of course, the fierce Yamadutas using their power to overpower you, to take you with them, and to use force on you, to beat you, to do all kinds of atrocities on you on your way to Yamaloka. Why do they commit all these atrocities? Because of the sins you have committed. They have no pleasure. They are obliged to Yama only. They act as per Yama's instructions. They are not using any of their free will. As per Yama's instruction, depending on your sin, they treat you. So it's not just here, of course, the dying moment is described, but actually this continues for 1 whole year. We should remember that. From the moment he dies to the moment he reaches Yamaloka, it takes 1 whole human year. So 1 whole human year, this torture continues. So they are fierce, Andeshu, and they are angry. Not only they are fierce looking, they are also angry. Kopate, Mam Tarjayatsu. Tarjayatsu means they shout. They threaten and shout. Tarjay, shouting very loudly. Tarjayatsu, Mam Tarjay, they are shouting at me. What do they shout? Daha, Khindi, Vidhi, Iti. 3 terrible words they are uttering while shouting at me. What do they say? What do they say? Daha, burn him. Dahana means burning, as we all know. Daha, burn that fellow. He is under, burn that fellow. No, don't show any mercy. Khindi. Khindi means cut off. Cut his limbs. Cut his eyes. Gouge his eyes out. Cut his hands. Cut his ears. Cut his legs. What Yamadutas are talking among themselves. And you are hearing that. How will be your experience? This is what he is describing. You are able to hear what the Yamadutas, because that is part of your punishment. Your part of your punishment consists of your being able, you are not able to hear what your son talks to you, but you are able to hear what Yamaduta is talking among themselves. Look at that. Look at the scenery. Khindi, cut him off, cut off his limbs. Bhindi, not only cut, break. After cutting your leg, break whatever remaining body, break it into pieces. I mean, look at the torture they are talking about among themselves. Daha, Khindi, Bindi, iti, Mam, Tarjasu. They are shouting at me with these terrible words. Burn him, cut him into pieces, break him. At that time, Mayuram Samaruhya Madhairiti Tvam, what you should do. This is what Yamaduta are what you should do. Mayuram Samaruhya. Aruhya means mounting. Arudha we saw because earlier. Mayura Adhurudha. Adhurudha, Arudha means mounted. Arohanam is mounting. Aruhya, having mounted. Samaruhya, having mounted quickly, well, having mounted well. Mayuram, on the peacock. What you should do? Ma bhaihi iti tvam. There are three words. Ma bhaihi iti. Iti means so saying. What does he say? Ma bhaihi. Bhaihi means fear. Ma bhaihi, don't fear. Ma is negative. Do not fear. You should shout at me. These fellows are shouting terrible things, but you should shout at me. Don't fear. And then you would mount on a peacock, shouting at me. Don't fear, don't fear. And then come to me quickly. Shighram. Praha Shaktipanihi Mama Ayahi Shighram. Mama Puraha, in front of me. We saw Mama Agre last time. Me Agre we saw. Same thing. Mama Puraha in front of me. Ayahi, come quickly. Shighram, come fast. How should you come? Shakti Panihi, holding your Shakti in your hand. On seeing your Shakti, these fellows, Yamadutas will run away. So to make them run away, you bring your Shakti out. Even on seeing you, they will run away. But on seeing your Shakti, they will run away even faster. My torture will become short-lived, more short-lived. That is the idea. So this is a prayer describing the Yamaduta's torture and prayer to Bhagavan to present himself at the time of departure of life from the body and help the dying human being. Kritantasya duteshu chandeshu kopat dahatkhindi bhindhiti mam tarjayatsu mayuram samaruhya mabhairiditvam purashaktipanir mamayahi shighram.
कृतान्तस्य दूतेषु चण्डेषु कोपात् दहच्छिन्धि भिन्दीति मां तर्जयत्सु मयूरं समारुह्य माभैरिति त्वं पुरः शक्तिपाणिर्ममायाहि शीघ्रम्.
Next. Pranamya पादयोस्ते पतित्वा
प्रणम्यासकृत् पादयोस्ते पतित्वा
प्रसाद्य प्रभो प्रार्थयेनेकवारम्
प्रसाद्य प्रभो प्रार्थयेनेकवारम्
न वक्तुं क्षमोऽहं तदानीं कृपाब्धे
न वक्तुं क्षमोऽहं तदानीं कृपाब्धे
न कार्यान्तकाले मनागप्युपेक्षा
न कार्यान्तकाले मनागप्युपेक्षा
प्रणम्य सकृत् पादयोस्ते पतित्वा प्रणम्य असकृत् पादयोः ते पतित्वा ते पादयोः at your feet. Pranamya asakrit. Sakriti we saw before. Sakrit means once. Asakrit means not once, many times. Asakrit means many times. Pranamya, prostrating. I prostrate at your feet many times. Patitva, by falling at your feet, I prostrate. Patitva, falling down. I fall down and prostrate at your feet many times because I am able to do it now. At that time, I can't even think of you because of the terrible Yamadutas presenting themselves to me. In fact, the shloka did not describe what Yamaduta does further. Yamaduta throws his pasha. Yamaduta has got a rope called pasha, Yama pasha. He throws and binds you, which is even more terrible, and then pulls you and takes you with him like an animal. This is what he does. So at that time, I won't be able to think of you. So I am now healthy. I am able to fall down, prostrate at your feet, not once, many times. I can repeat your prostration 100 times. There are people who Surya Namaskara, more than 300 times we prostrate to Surya Bhagavan on Sunday morning. Many people do Surya Namaskara. Why? Because Surya is fond of prostration. Shiva is fond of Abhisheka. Vishnu is fond of Alankara. So like that, Surya is fond of prostration. If you prostrate to him, he is very pleased. So people prostrate more than 300 times because there is a Surya Namaskara mantra which runs into more than 300 Panchatis. So I prostrate at your feet many times by falling down at your feet. Now because I am healthy, so what you should do, what I should do, what I am doing now. Prasadya Prabho Prarthaye Anekavaram. Prarthaye Anekavaram. Anekavaram means many times. Like Asakriti, I fell down at your feet many times. Now I am also praying to you many times. Anekavaram Prarthaye. Prarthaye, praying, I am praying. Hey Prabhu, O Lord, Prasadya, having propitiated you, having pleased you. Prasadya. Prasadya means having pleased you. Prasada actually means, nowadays we think prasada means what we get as something eatable at the temple. That is not prasada. Prasada means being pleased. If Bhagavan is pleased with us, that is Bhagavan's prasada. If Acharya is pleased with us, it is Acharya's prasada, not the akshata or the kunkuma which he gives. That is also prasadam, but more importantly, his kataksha, his looking at us with grace, with kindness, with benevolence, that is the real prasada. So, having propitiated, I have pleased him by falling at his feet many times. Now I am praying many times to him. Prasadya Prabho Prarthaye Anekavaram. I am praying again and again to him. What I am praying? He is saying now. I have fallen at his feet many times when I am healthy. I am praying many times by pleasing him. What I am doing for pleasing him, what is the prayer I am uttering? He says now. Navaktam kshamoham tadanim kripabdhe. By saying kripabdhe, I am pleasing him even more. Kripa abdhe. Abdhe means ocean, samudram. Kripa abdhe, ocean of compassion. Kripa abdhe, oh ocean of compassion. It's a Sambhosa calling. Oh ocean of compassion. Tadanim, at that time. At which time? Which has been described in earlier shloka. At the time of departure from this earth. Na vaktum kshamaha aham. Aham kshamaha na vaktum. Aham na vaktum kshamaha. Aham, I, na vaktam, vaktam means to speak, na vaktam, unable to speak, kshamaha. Kshamaha means able. Vaktam, na kshamaha. Speak, not able. To speak, not able. Vaktam, na kshamaha. To speak, not able. I will not be able to speak at that time. That has been described earlier. All my indriyas have failed. All my faculties have gone away from me. So how will I speak? So I cannot utter any prayer at that time. But you are Kripabdhi. So don't worry about my prayer at that time, what I do at that time. Don't worry about it. Don't ignore me. Na karya antakale managapi upeksha. Na karya antakale. Antakale is prayanonmukhe we said. No? Same. Prayanakale we said. No? Antakale means the same. At the last minute. Antakale. At the last minute. Na karya, you should not do, should not be done. Na karya, karya means should be done. In fact, we say karyam whenever we want to do something. I have not done that karyam, I am going to do this karyam. Karyam means something should be done. Something which should be done only is called karya. If I am going to abuse somebody, I will say I am going to do that karyam. That is not karyam, that is not something should be done. It is akaryam, it should not be done. Karya means something which should be done, which has been laid out that you should do it. Compulsorily it should be done. That is karya. Na karya. You should not do it. What you should not do? Managapi upeksha. Upeksha means indifference. You should not do indifference. You should not show any indifference at that time to me. You have every right to show indifference because I am a sinner. Why should I care for this fellow who never did any punya worth my attention? Why does he want me to come at the time? Mayoram Samarishi and all this. He is saying now, having done nothing to deserve that. So I may not deserve, but you are Kripabdhi. You are ocean of compassion. So you should not think of all my deficiencies, all my doshas, all my defects, but you should show compassion on me and don't show any indifference to me. Na karya antakale upeksha. How much upeksha? Manak api, even a little. I only showed him a little bit of indifference. I made him suffer for 5 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, I presented myself before him. Don't do that. Don't show even slight indifference. Manak api. Manak means a little. Api means even. Even a little. Managapi. Even a little indifference, upeksha, should not be shown by you. Na karya antakale, at the last minute. Because at that time I will not be able to speak. Navaktum shamaha aham tadani. But you are kripabdhi, so don't ignore me. So I am falling at your feet many times right now. I am uttering the prayer many times right now when I am healthy, when my mental faculty is good, when everything is under my control. Oh Prabhu, oh Lord, I am praying to you now. Please don't ignore me at the time when you needed the most. When you are needed the most, please don't ignore me even a little bit. Pranamya sakrit padayoste patitva prasadya prabho prarthayene ekvaram navaktam kshamoham tadanim kripabdhe na karyantakale managapyupeksha.
प्रणम्या सकृत् पादयोस्ते पतित्वा प्रसाद्य प्रभो प्रार्थयेनेकवारं न वक्तुं क्षमोऽहं तदानीं कृपाब्धे न कार्यान्तकाले मनागप्युपेक्षा.
This time I was able to hear slightly better than before. We go to the next one. I think we still have time. We will start the next one. Sahasranda bhokta tvaya shuranama.
सहस्राण्ड भोक्ता त्वया शूरनामा
Hatastaraka simha bhaktrascha daityaha.
हतस्तारकः सिंहवक्त्रश्च दैत्यः
Mamantah hridistham manakleshamekam.
ममान्तः हृदिस्थं मनः क्लेशमेकम्.
Nahamsi prabho kim karomi kvayami.
न हंसि प्रभो किं करोमि क्वयामि.
Here he says, you have killed very powerful enemies, but you are not driving away one small misery in my heart. You have killed so many powerful enemies. Why are you not showing your gaze on me and driving away one small klesha, one small misery from my heart? Please do that. Sahasranda bhokta tvaya shuranama. Tvaya, by you. Shuranama, by the name of Shura, by the name of Shurapadma. By the name of Shurapadma, there was one Asura. What was he? He was Sahasra Anda Bhokta. We have seen before. Anda means Brahmanda. The egg-shaped Brahmanda. Anda means egg. Brahmanda is egg-shaped. That's why it's called Anda. Sahasra Anda, 1,000 Andas. Bhokta, enjoyer. He was enjoying the lordship, the mastery of 1,000 Brahmandas. Such a fellow called Shura by you, Tvaya hataha, killed. An Asura called Shura, who was the enjoyer of 1,000 Brahmandas, by the grace of Shiva, he had the boon. For 108 yugas, he was enjoying these Brahmandas, ownership, mastery of these Brahmandas, overlordship of these Brahmandas. Such a fellow was killed by you. Tvaya hataha, he was killed by you. Not only he, his entire family was killed by you. Tarakaha, his brother, Tarakasura. Simhavaktrascha daityaha, daityaha means Asura. Suranama daityaha, the Asura called Shura. Along with Taraka, along with Simhavaktra. Simhavaktrascha. Cha means and. Simhavakraha cha. Simha Vaktraha. Vaktra means we have seen before. Face. Face or mouth. Mukha also means face and mouth. Vaktra also means face and mouth. Simhavaktra. He is having the face of lion. Lion-faced Asura. His name is Simhavaktra. That fellow was also killed by you. Taraka was also killed by you. Such powerful fellows have been killed by you. Why are you not helping me? Mama antaha hridistham. There are 4 words. Mama antaha hridi stham. Hridi stham. Stham means lying, located. Hridi, in the heart. Located in my heart. Mama antaha, inside my heart. Mama is my. Mama hridi stham, located in my heart, lying in my heart. Lying in my heart where? Antaha hridihi, inside my heart, deep inside my heart. What is lying? Manaha klesham ekam. Ekam manaha kleshaha. Manak kleshaha. Kleshaha means misery. Kleshaha means suffering. Misery, suffering. One suffering of mind, ekam maha kleshaha, one suffering, one mental suffering I have inside my, deep inside my heart, mamantar hridistham manak kleshamekam. Nahamsi prabho kim karomi kvayami. Nahamsi prabho, prabho, O Lord. Nahamsi, you are not killing, you are not destroying. Hamsi means destroying, destroy. Nahamsi, you do not destroy. You are not destroying, O Lord. You have destroyed Shura, you have destroyed Taraka, you have destroyed Simhavaktra, but you are not destroying a small klesha deep inside my heart. Prabhu, O Lord, kim karomi, what can I do? What should I do? Kim karomi, what do I do? Kwa yami, where should I go? Kwa means where, yami should go. Where should I go? There is no other refuge for me other than you. There is no action I can do but to pray to you, because you are not helping me. So I can repeatedly, as he said in the last shloka, I can only repeatedly pray to you by falling at your feet repeatedly, by saying the prayer repeatedly, because you have not deigned to remove the klesha from my heart. So it is deep inside my heart. So you have to help me by showing your grace. Why it is deep inside my heart? Because it is coming to us not only from this birth. It is coming to us from thousands and crores of births. These vasanas are following us in every birth. So this klesha is nothing new to us. This klesha is not pertinent only to this human birth, to this human body. No, it comes to us from many, many crores of births. So it is deep inside my heart. That is why you find people behaving sometimes very unexpectedly in a very agreeable manner, very unexpectedly in a very disagreeable manner. All of us do that. Later on, we feel very happy if we have behaved agreeably. Later on, we feel very bad if we have behaved disagreeably. Why? Because that was not immediately under our control at that point of time. But why this sudden emotion came? Because of the deep-seated vasana, which has taken a deep impression on our heart. It is followed us from many crores of births. That is why it is antar hridistham. That klesha who can remove? Only you can remove, because you are so powerful, you have killed Shura, Padma and so on. So even if it is difficult, even if it has followed me through crores of births, you only can help me by removing it. But you are not doing it, please do that now. Sahasranda bhokta tvaya shuranama hatastarakasimhavatrascha daityaha mamantar hridistham manakleshamekam nahamsi prabho kim karomi kvayami.
सहस्रांड भोक्ता त्वया शूरनामा हतस्तारक सिंहवक्त्रश्च दैत्यः ममान्तर्हृदिस्थं मनः क्लेशमेकं न हंसि प्रभो किं करोमि क्वयामि.
So we come to the end of today's session. We have already exceeded by 5 minutes. We are extremely lucky to have Lata Ganesh to chant along with us. Extremely able chanting. Very devotedly she is doing it. Very nicely. We are
Thank
very
you,
lucky.
Mama. It's all your blessings.
And I think the number of participants should go up. Now,
Mama,
those
we
who,
had a small glitch today. We had a small glitch today.
huh?
We had a small issue today, so but I corrected it. Initially, they suddenly it just stopped only at 100, so I had to go and redo it. It was I had to redo the 500 link. So maybe that initially, but it got corrected after that within like a minute. I didn't see many people join when I went and saw there's some issue with Zoom, which I was able to correct immediately. Maybe tomorrow they will join.
Oh, I see. Okay.
There was some problem, so I had to go back
So, but now there are more than 250 people right now.
Yeah.
But actually, we had more than 500 at the beginning. So, as per Acharya's instructions, we should reach that 500 limit at least in the next session. And those who are not able to, those who are exceeding, overflowing beyond 500 should go to YouTube. This is what we planned, and our plan is not working out right now. I appeal to all of you to see that the plan becomes a success. That is our duty to our Acharya. We should do that.
Okay.
So, this I think, Ramesh, anything else you want to say? You have any questions to be put?
No, Mama, because in YouTube we have about another 50 people on YouTube. So about 300 is there total.
Okay.
So in YouTube, there are about 50 people on YouTube.
Okay.
So roughly, so if you look at that, so we have 300. But as you said, we need to at least cross 500. I mean, the objective of Periva was to say, we have to more and more people should be reached.
He is very keen on that. That's why so many programs have been started for the sake of youth. Like we had the 5G program last week. So many programs are Sahasradala Padma and so on. Many programs are being done by Srimatham to elicit the devotion of so many strata of society. So we should do that. So we should not fall back on
question.
that.
How in Shloka 18, how do you split the word Kumara? In Shloka 18.
Shloka 18, how do you
split the word Kumara?
Shloka 18.
Yeah.
What is the split for Kumara?
Kumara.
Maybe they are referring to the interpretation which I gave. Kumara does not have to be split at all. It is one word. Kumara means a boy. A young boy is called Kumara. Now, I refer to another interpretation where it is split. Kumaraha. Kutsitaha maraha yasmati iti. That is by one who defamed Mara, who defamed Manatha. But that is an explanation. That is not a split of the word. The original
explanation.
Original word has no. Because you can interpret Sanskrit words in many ways. This is another interpretation given by Vidwans. Any other question?
In Shloka 22, Lata, can you go to Shloka 22?
Yeah.
In Shloka 22, is Shamaha, Shama related? I'm just looking for it.
Shamoham. It is not related to it. Shama. Shamoham. Shamaha aham. Shama aham becomes Shamoham in Sandhi. The split is Shamaha aham. Aham Shamaha. I am able. It has nothing to do with the characteristic of Shama, which means patience, forbearance we saw before. It has nothing to do with Shama, that Shama. It is Shamaha. Shamaha means I am able. I have the ability. Even in Hindi they say, usko wo kshamata nahi hai. He doesn't have that kshamata. He doesn't have that ability. The same. Shamaha means able.
That's
Shamaha.
That is it, Mama.
Shamoham.
Okay, that's it, Mama. That is the question so far.
That's it. Okay. So we close for the day. नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेवा वल्लीदेवसेनाकान्तस्मरणं जय जय सुब्रह्मण्यं सर्वत्र गोविन्दनाम संकीर्तनं गोविन्दा गोविन्द श्री जगदम्बिकायै जय जय We meet again next Saturday and Sunday as usual at the appointed time.